trial, this is why I suggest that both of us meet through this trial, no obligation. I need to evaluate whether I can do this. And I also think you need to see for yourself whether the style is suitable for you, whether I can actually help you. Both ways that it works both. So that is the purpose of this 1 hour of trial. Considering that your situation is a little bit rare for me, not the IGCSE. The IGCSE, I am very familiar, but your special needs or your specific needs, I think whatever you feel is relevant, please just tell me as we go along. Okay. For example, I'm not sure whether you'll be doing this in the working hour or after the working hour, for example. If you are going to have the
quite
tuition.
flexible with the timing, so I can. Yes.
So your working hour itself is flexible.
Yes, because my boss also knows that I'm doing this, so I can schedule whatever time I'm available.
My working hour itself is a little bit different. So my working hour is from 6 to 9 Singapore, because that's usually where people have tuition. Most of my students are school students. So the earliest they can start is 5. So I just decided that some of them should start 6 and some of them should start 7
in the morning.
If that works for you, great. If it doesn't work, those are the kind of details we might need to talk about after the trial. In the afternoon, not in the morning.
In the afternoon. Sure, that's no problem.
So
but because Penny asked me which time, so I guess so now that we know, then we can arrange a time according to yours, because mine is I'm okay, I'm a bit flexible, so yes.
So those are the kind of details.
So because the thing is, yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the one, so the one is okay. We can go according to your available timings, because I'm also not making this like one day, like one at a time. Yeah.
Right.
Or you can do other things other day. Yes.
I understand. Those kind of the details we do need to talk about, but usually after the trial. That means the purpose of the trial is usually not for the technical details. The purpose is you see for yourself whether the style of tuition here will be helpful for you. Now that's very important. And I encourage all my new students, right? Most of the time they are secondary students. I encourage them to speak freely to their parents after the trial. They have to think for themselves whether this is suitable or not. So because this is not probably this is not a normal class setting. It's not. It's almost like a private tuition. It's a very small group. So there's a lot of discussion going on, a lot of discussion. Right. So whether you like it or not, the purpose of the trial is for you to see for yourself.
Yes, understand.
So feel free to ask questions, especially on the subject. Right. Feel free. Right. In this case, I already tell Fanny, and I will encourage you to just feedback to her and maybe to your boss after this trial.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I will do likewise. I'll tell them what I think and whether it is possible given the timeline. Okay. Speaking of timeline, please correct me if I'm wrong. Your plan is to take the exam in less than 1 year. Am I correct?
Yes, next year in May. Yes.
Next year in May, I understand. In Singapore.
Singapore, yes. I'm trying to.
So you'll just be staying in Singapore.
I'm working actually. I am working, and then my boss is my employer. So she's helping me out to get in. She's helping me with the studies.
Right. Yes. Understand. Now, normally 1 year is a little bit short for the secondary students, but you're a working person. That means you're not subject to holidays. You have more control over your time.
Yes,
So if
yes.
you do have control over your time, then maybe that 1 year is more than enough. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how far we need to catch up and everything. I after the trial, I will have to draw a conclusion on whether it is possible or not. I make it a habit to tell you, the student, right? And in this case, your boss, lah, the parent, lah, so to
Yes,
speak,
yes,
whether
yes.
I think it is suitable in that situation.
Okay.
Now, you are familiar with the nursing requirements that they have a cutoff point and everything, right?
They say it's I have to get at least C.
Mhm. Um, um, have you thought about the other four subjects?
Yes.
Because you
I
need five
actually
subjects.
I actually I'm taking 7 subjects.
Seven subjects. Seven
Yes,
subjects.
yes.
Um,
Just
may
in
I,
case because like just in case the other are not, they are like suitable for the grade, then you can get from other. So just like taking additional extra.
so you're saying that you will divide your time between work and
Yes,
seven subjects. Seven
yes.
subjects.
For the work, it is, I think it's okay because it's not really that a lot of jobs, so I mean, a lot of work that I can still. She's allowing me to prioritize the studies actually.
I understand.
Yeah, which
I
is
understand.
it's okay. I can like schedule the timings and but mostly anyway, mostly I'm studying reading. Yeah, because there's quite a lot of subject. I'm
Understand.
starting studying with other subjects also, but not
Right.
but just by myself for now. I'll be
I
getting
understand.
some tuition also for them. So I get seven
I understand.
subjects, which is English, history,
Mm,
math,
mm.
biology, business studies, and geography. Yes, and combined science. So it's all 7.
So you're saying that you'll be studying. No, that's quite a lot, Derlyn. Even for a normal student, that's quite a lot actually.
You
You'll be
can,
studying the math and
yes,
pure biology, right? Something like that,
yes,
like
pure
pure
biology.
biology.
Yeah, separate from
And
the
then the
combined
combined
science.
science will be physics and chemistry, lah.
Yes,
So you'll be studying more biology, but also chemistry and physics.
chemistry.
And
Yes,
physics, right? And then you
yes,
will have
yes.
your geography, your history, and your English. English is a must, lah, so I'm not surprised there. Um,
Mm.
hmm,
Yeah, because the English they require the first language.
correct.
Yes, which is I already took IELTS, but they say is if I pass this English, then I don't need IELTS.
Right, right. And you cannot combine the certification. You cannot combine the IGCSE together with IELTS.
Yes,
So
yes,
you
it's
do have
separate.
to take the
Yes.
yeah. You just can. So a bit too bad, a bit too bad.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
it's quite
But,
cool actually.
um, maybe a bit background from my side. I do give
Yes.
tuition for a long time already, and I do give it online. I'll show you later how to make it very effective. But what I want to share right now is for most of my students, they also take the very similar subject to what you're saying. So they take math and then they also take science, maybe combined science, maybe pure science and all that. Because if they're learning rather fast here, we end up having some extra time after we study the math. So I just told them, ask your science questions because I also teach chemistry and physics. I'm saying
Oh,
this not so that you will do more tuition with me. I'm saying this for a very important thing. Um, Last year, I have a few final year students. They're the ones taking the O level. The O level, is like the
yes,
IGCSE
yes,
of the
yes, yes,
Singaporean, right?
yes.
So, three of my students, all of them take 2 or 3 subjects with me, but very little time per week. So only around 1.5 hours per week for maybe math and chemistry, or maybe chemistry and physics, right? Now, normally it's not possible. Normally, a tuition, you cannot study 2 subjects, 1.5 hour per week. right? If you use the normal way of doing things, like, just one by one.
Yes.
But I seldom do the normal way. I just go straight to the point, and then the student will practice exam level questions. And when they have problem, we discuss the exam level questions. I mean, it's exam preparation. So I don't spend too much time discussing the basic if I know they're strong.
Yes,
If they are
yes,
not
yes.
strong, of course we have to talk about it. But the timeline can compress when you're fast and can be longer if you need to. Yeah, all depends. So flexible in that way. Yeah, most of them like it. But my point is this. My point is when I try to help them with more than one subject, they become a more stable student. The reason is because I don't just help them with the subject they are having most difficulty with, for example, math. Let's say chemistry, they are quite okay, but not on target. Everybody has a target.
Yes,
I
yes.
help a little bit, and as a result, first of all, the chemistry becomes more stable. And the result I'm looking for is that they have more time to spend on math because their chemistry is well taken care of. Right? Or I will help them in their physics so that their physics homework finishes quickly, or their physics exam preparation is finished quickly. Then you can devote more time to that, difficult subject, usually math. So that's how I do tuition. I try to help them as a whole student. Everybody takes more than just one subject, right? And as a result, they're just more stable. They know how to study better. Now, the reason why I'm telling you all this is because you are just like an O-level student preparing for their final year. You're studying a lot of subject. And if I give you too much homework for math, it might be good for your math, but maybe your history will suffer. Or maybe I help you with your math, and if you put in 4 hours per week, you will score B. But as a result, your geography and your biology drops a little bit. So you gain some grades in math, but you lose some grades in other subjects. Is that really worth it? Is what I'm saying. Is that really worth it? For most of my students, I help them achieve the total grade instead of just a particular subjects because I don't want to spend time fighting the other subjects. I want to spend time helping them grow more as a whole. Right? That's just our approach. Now, I'm telling you this again.
How many subjects do you teach?
Based on your list, I take all the sciences and the math. There are two types of math. You don't take that second type of math, which is good. That second type of math is troublesome. So I'm glad that you didn't take that troublesome. So I help students with math.
More in general because
yeah,
if I'll take the other one, I have to start from basic to
no, please don't do that.
difficult.
It's impossible. It's impossible to get a good grade on that math, and sacrificing all other subjects is really not good.
Yes.
So I help in math. Physics and chemistry is just standard stuff. Biology, if the student really need. Usually because they cannot balance with the other subject, not because biology is hard, usually. Lastly, I help with POA, and I noticed that you don't take POA, you take business studies. So those are the 5 subjects that I usually help. I will also suggest,
5. The 5 is that,
some students study 2 subjects, some students study 4 subjects with me, but the main point is always how to achieve a better total grade, not just a particular subject. That is the approach I usually use for my other students. So that's my background first. Should we do that or not? It depends on your situation. Right? Maybe after the trial, our conclusion is we should simply focus on math for 1 day per week. Maybe that will work. Maybe that will work. Right? Who knows? I will, before I start, last thing I will say, I feel that you're taking too many subjects. This is the same thing I say to all my students. Your thinking and their thinking is generally the same. Hey, I should take more subject. In case one is bad, the other can make up for it. Okay. Then I will ask them a very important question. Do you want 7 subject, all C? Or do you want 5 subject, but all Bs? Which one do you want? Because 7C is not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe you do want that. Or maybe you actually want 5B, you just do not know which 5. Maybe. The workload is totally different.
Yeah.
The way
And
you study for the
there's more
exam for C and B
focus.
is totally different. It's totally different. If you are more stressed, if you focus too much, then maybe you shouldn't take 5 subjects. Maybe you should take more subjects. Makes you less stressed. For my other students, usually though, when they take more subject, they are more stressed. That's just how it is. That's just normally how it is. So I'm very sensitive to the whole thing. I am very sensitive because near exam, they will start saying things like this. Oh, teacher, I cannot study math with you today because I have to study biology. Yeah, but why are you studying biology when you have math exam next week also? Yeah, but biology test is first. Oh, that tells me that you haven't prepared for biology. You're sacrificing your math for biology in the same week that the math exam is taking place. Right. Usually I give in and then I will scold them at the end after the exam because you don't manage your time well in that sense.
Yes.
That is my student. You're sacrificing one subject for the other subject. What's the point? But most of them don't have the time management skill to handle those things. Like so, that's part of my job. I end up being very sensitive to the whole situation. So that's why I start doing more than one subject. So I do not know about your whole situation, but I can tell you, Derlyn, even for a normal O-level student, those 7 subjects can be quite heavy. Can be quite. Just be careful. Yes. Right.
I think
So
originally they were required like especially maths in English, and then I think
those 2.
another one, just
Science. You have
another
to have
one.
one science.
Yes,
Yeah, you have to have one
yes.
science. So let's take
So I
it
think
biology lah, because nursing, right?
yes,
Biology.
yes,
So
yes,
those 3 is a
biology.
must.
So yeah,
Then why don't you just
maybe
take 2 that you're comfortable the most? Have you thought about that?
yes. I'm okay with math and biology. I think definitely biology is a must.
Math, biology, English, must,
Yes,
must. That's a must. So
yes, yes.
confirm.
Because
Then these 2.
this 3 years,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, how about these 2?
But because as I said, it's like extra just in case, I didn't do good in few other subjects, so at least there's like another extra. So maybe, but I think 5 is okay.
Maybe 6, really. Maybe
Or
6.
6, yeah.
Maybe not 7. Maybe not 7.
Yeah, maybe I can just cancel one. Actually, the business
Yeah.
studies is not very related, actually.
I will argue otherwise. I will argue that if you're interested in it, that makes a lot of difference.
Sorry.
I will argue the other way. For the way the polytechnic course see things is that they will require of you the 3 relevant subject, which is
Yes,
English,
yes, yes.
math, and either science. So it can
Yes,
be
yes.
combined science, it can be so these 3 they take it very seriously. You have to have these 3, right?
Yes,
The other
yes.
2 they say whatever you want.
Yes, yes. This is like support grades. Yes.
So if business study is not relevant, they don't care. They don't care. Should you care or not? I advise all my students like this. Well, you should study what you want to be good at. It doesn't have to be related to nursing. This 3 is enough for nursing, like really, really enough. That one I'm quite certain. I'm quite certain
Yes,
it's enough.
yes. Yes, also.
Why don't you take 4, 5, 6, maybe let's say 6? Why don't you choose 3 subjects which you will like and enjoy and doesn't give you too much stress? Because for these 3 subjects, you better be very good. If you're aiming for C, Derlyn, CCC, you might end up getting CCD, and you're not very happy with it. If you're aiming for BBB, maybe you'll get BBC, and you'll be quite happy about it, if that makes sense. Something like that. Now, that's just from my experience. I give the freedom to my students to choose.
Yes,
So
I'll discuss it with my employer. Maybe,
sure thing.
yeah, because I think she was thinking that maybe the more subject, the better. But because in my case also is here in Singapore is different. Like even if it's IGCSE is international, but then from the Philippines, then I studied like way before. So I think now there's a lot of changes. So
Yes.
that's the thing.
Yes.
So this
Yes.
this tuition actually I want to just to have a go through with every. Although I'm familiar, but because I didn't study for quite some time, so it's like I've forgotten some of those. So I just need refresh with everything. Like also although basic ones is I still manage to I still remember some of those. Yes, but
We'll do that.
not
We'll do that.
entirely. Yes. So
We'll do.
yes, that's it.
No problem.
About the subjects, I think
Sure.
I will talk with my employer about this. That maybe I can take less subjects where I can focus more. Like the less the better, I guess. Yeah, I have more
Quality over
time.
quantity.
Yes, yes,
Quality over
yes, yes,
quantity.
correct. I was also thinking of that because taking so many subjects also is like really quite a lot. I really have to
Yeah.
study each of it. So
Yeah.
if I take less, maybe at least I can focus
Practice
more
more.
on each. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. More time also. Yes. So I
So
guess you're right. Yeah, I will discuss it with her.
no, this is recorded, Derlyn. I did suggest that. And by
Yes.
request of Fanny, she also agreed. So all our discussion here is
Mm-mm-mm.
is not just for
Yes,
both of
yes.
us. So when I'm saying this to you, I am basically expressing my professional
Mm-mm-mm.
opinion, right?
Yes.
I
Yes,
am
I
very
share your
familiar with
views.
the syllabus of geography and history. I don't teach them, but I'm familiar. They are humongous. There is a lot to read. That's only
Yes,
reading,
yes, yes,
You
yes.
just haven't learned how to answer the exam. The exam format is
Yes, yes. I really have no idea
is difficult,
how
lah.
it
It's
works.
difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Although
It's
when I took IELTS, it's like I get some that maybe is something like that, like similar to the way like the questions but it's still different, I guess. Yes.
all I'm saying is that we probably shouldn't underestimate it.
Yes, yes,
GCSE
yes, yes.
is
That's why I want to
yeah,
know
mhm,
the process or how
right,
does it work. Yeah.
yeah.
Which topic should I study? Should touch up?
Now, I'll share
Yes.
my experience for math only now. Yeah. So that one is just for the whole thing, right?
Yes,
Because
yes. Thanks.
it's my care and concern. It's my care and concern.
Thank you.
Okay. Now for math, just a little bit of information before we use a different software because I cannot teach you like this. Right? I'll show you how to learn it. So for math, um, there are usually three grades that people aim for. People aim for either A, B, or C.
Yes, yes.
People usually don't aim for D. Lah. If they are aiming for D, something is wrong already.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you say that for nursing, C is enough for nursing. That's not wrong as far as I can tell. 5 Cs still can get you to nursing, as far as I can tell. As far as I can tell. But usually, if your plan is to get C minimum, I would suggest that you aim for B. If you fall short a little bit, maybe exam stress, pressure, then you will get maybe B minus, something like that, or maybe C plus. So still okay. You can still be happy with the result if the result is still useful for you. So if you're thinking about 5C is enough, technically that's correct. But I would suggest after this trial, consider B lah. Consider B. Just as a safety margin. Safety margin. It is my job to help you achieve whatever goal you want. You decide your goal. That is what I tell all my students. You have to think carefully about your goal. I will adjust my teaching according to your goal. For example, one particular student can relax because she's very clear her target is B. She's very clear. Okay? I don't force her to be A. Another student also relax. I will scold him because he's a boy. He's usually lazier. You know, boys are just lazier than girls, right? But because he keeps saying to me, I want to get A, I want to get A, but he's not putting the enough effort to A. So I don't set goal to my student. When I say you should aim for B, I'm not saying that, okay, therefore, let me set my goal for you, Derlyn. No, Derlyn, you have to think about your goal very clearly because you're aiming for C, not B. The whole tuition changes. The whole tuition changes because getting C is just way easier than getting B. And getting A is just way harder in that sense, right? You don't have to answer that right now, but the goal is very important. The goal is very important. It's all I'm going to say. Now, I'll make the assumption that you want B for now, for this trial only. Then I'll try to show you, you may want to study until a certain level, and that's a B level. Then you have an idea, oh, that's a B. Should I aim for B or should I aim slightly lower and maybe other subject higher? You can do that kind of thing. This kind of thing, totally free and flexible in this tuition, as long as I know what your goal is. I hope that makes some sense. Now, let me show you the math immediately. Thank you for listening to me. Yeah. When the tuition starts, our face doesn't matter. I don't need to see your face. You don't need to see my face. However, for today, I will share my screen. Okay, share my screen. So I'll stop my video for now. You feel free to stop your video if you want to. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Okay, Derlyn, can I confirm that you see my
Yes.
my screen? Okay. So the software I'm using is Jamboard. I won't bother you with the detail first today. I'll just use it, and then I will allow you to annotate. So that means you can write on my screen also. Have you ever tried the annotation function of Zoom?
No, this is my first.
All right, no problem. Now, can I confirm that you're using the Windows laptop?
Yes, it's a monitor.
Okay.
But it's Windows. Yes.
Okay. Then I need you to find the menu for annotation. Usually you will go to the Zoom menu. Usually it's at the top maybe lah. And there'll be an arrow. And then the menu, you will see a menu called annotation. Can you try to find it?
It's on the right side.
It's usually the Zoom menu, and then there is maybe an arrow that you can click, and then the menu will drop down, and then you may see the word annotate or annotation. Let's see.
Annotate. Okay.
Yes. Click annotate, and then you will have some sort of drawing menu. Now use your mouse, and then you just basically draw on my screen. Yeah, go ahead. Use the pen menu, I believe, and then you just draw. There you go. Now what you're drawing, I can see. The linear.
Yes.
So for example, I'll give an example. I'm writing on my side. For example, I'm writing 2 plus 3 equals 2. Please answer on the appropriate place here using your annotation. Good. Now, this tells me that you can use annotation very well. Okay? It's as easy as that. Now, try to erase. Okay, good. So like that. Obviously, we won't be studying 2 plus 3, right? Right. In the first few times, I will get you used to the local O level. IGCSE is what they call the international O level. I'll get you used to the O level standard so that your basics are strong. once your basics are strong, you will find IGCSE math to be slightly easier than the local standard, slightly easier. Okay, right. So my first time teaching you, right? So
Yes.
I will start with algebra because in the end, algebra is something we cannot escape from. Would that be okay?
Okay.
Okay, right. Now, if you feel that you have forgotten most of the math you studied last time, have no fear. I usually have to reteach my students because they learned the wrong thing in school. Okay, doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
If they're already good in math, they usually don't need tuition. Math is supposed to be easy if you understand. So whether you forget or whether you don't understand is totally fine with me. Do not be afraid to show what you can or cannot do, right? You'll make things faster. Okay, so now Derlyn, I do not care what your method is, but please tell me what is x according to your understanding.
Plus 9.
X is equals to 9. Very good. And of course, you're correct, right? I will now show you the technique behind it, right? The presentation they need. The presentation they need is called door. Whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. What is left and what is right? Well, this is an equal sign. So this is the left of the equation and this is the right of the equation. Make sense? Would that be okay?
Yes.
Whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. Now, why am I saying this? It's very simple. You want x on the left. So what I did was, on the left, I minus 2. So on the right, I also minus 2. X plus 2 minus 2 is simply left with x. I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
11 minus 2 is, of course, 9, and that's why the answer is 9. So far, so good. If this is not okay, you must tell.
Oh, okay.
Right. Don't write down too much on your paper first. I guarantee you, you will be practicing harder things. What I'm teaching you is not to be memorized. What I'm teaching you is to be understood. I will give you a lot of examples to upgrade. Do not write too much because it will slow you down. It will slow you down. This is still too basic. The reason why I tell you this is slowing you down if you write, because obviously you know the answer before the technique is applied. You already know the answer. So at this point, you don't need this technique. The technique is a burden. I will show you when the technique is useful, and then maybe you want to write notes. Okay? And yeah. Now, I'll go faster now. 2x equals to 11. Do you know the answer without any technique?
Not sure.
Now, let me show you this. Dot. What is dot? Whatever you do on the left, you do on the right. And now watch the left one more time. You have 2x and your goal is simply x. That is clearly your goal. And what should I do to 2x in order to get x? You can, for a start, you can plus, you can minus, you can times, and you can divide. Let me give you 4 options. What can you do to 2x plus, minus, times, divide in order to get x? Do you know?
Can multiply or...
Okay, you want to multiply, but multiply by what? You have to decide. What is it?
Oh, you cannot, because multiply, we need another one number.
Okay, you can change. You add, okay.
Add and minus.
Okay, but which one? You choose based on your thinking. Maybe you choose plus, then you tell me plus what? Or you choose minus, then you tell me minus what? And the lane is okay to be wrong. but don't wait too long in your guesses. You're still new. So be brave and take a guess.
X is equals 11. So I so because they're side by side, right? So there's no other signs like to plus or so I just have to guess it.
Yes, just guess and we'll see what happened.
So maybe 2. That's like we do
It's
just
too
now,
long.
like 2 plus 9
2x.
equals 11.
Okay. You're going to ignore this. Huh? It's a new question. Okay. Now, 2x plus, okay, plus something equals to 11 plus something. Because door, right? Whatever you do to the left, you must do to the right. Now, give me a number, please.
Okay,
9. Okay, so 2x plus 9 equals to 11 plus 9, right? 2x equals to 11. Therefore, 2x plus 9 is still equal to 11 plus 9. Does that make any sense? Put it this way, 2x plus 9 is not equal to 11 anymore. Why? Because we know from the start, 2x is the one equal to 11. So if I add something on 2x, it will no longer be equal to 11. This is understanding, not memorizing. Can you accept that? If you cannot, Derlyn, you must tell me also. Don't wait too long.
hello, sorry.
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because I think my connection is.
Right. Okay. If you answer something, that means I didn't hear it. Can you accept this? If cannot, you must tell me.
X.
Can, yeah? So,
so I have to like, so when I add to the left side, I also have to add to the right side, right?
so plus 9,
So
something like
plus
that.
9
The same thing,
so
the exact same thing.
it's not the answer, right?
Right. And this is now equal. At least it is now equal because I changed the left-hand side plus 9. I changed the right-hand side also plus 9, and they are still equal. But you're right. It doesn't bring you closer to the answer that you want. It does not. It is correct, but it is also confusing.
It's not the right way.
It's not useful, but you must understand that it is at least correct lah. It is not wrong to do this. It's just that it's not going the way. Now, that's your plus. Can I ask you to try another plus, or should we try another sign instead? Should we try another plus, or should we try minus, for example?
Okay, maybe we try minus.
All right, so I'll try a minus right now over here. Right, same thing, right? 2x minus something equals to 11 minus something. Well, you decide the number. You choose the number 30.
13.
13, and this is 13 also, correct? Okay, so you choose door minus 13 on the left, minus 13 on the right. What you get is on the left, it is now 2x minus 13 equals to minus 2. This is correct, but is this useful or not?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So a question mark is fine. Question mark, right? No problem. Remember, we have two more options, and this is the purpose of today. Many of my students are very afraid of the correct sign, and I'm trying to fix that right now. The next sign that you want to try, I believe you no
This is the
longer
basic algebra, right?
super basic. And
Yes,
this is necessary for everything else after this. This is not just necessary for algebra question. So you cannot run from
Actually,
this.
you're showing me the answer, but you're looking for the formula, right? How you get the answer. Is that it?
No, I don't care about formulas. I care about whether you understand or not. You don't look for formula. I'm really teaching you how to understand it, not how to memorize it. Now, follow me, Derlyn. Should we try minus or should we try times now?
You try times. Multiply.
Okay. So the question is now the same thing, like what times what on the left and times what on the right. Choose a number.
2x equals 11. There's no certain number that multiply. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember this. Maybe...
No, don't try to remember. Don't try to remember. Half of my students have to be retaught this. They are still in secondary 3 and I have to teach them again this thing. If not, they have trouble in secondary 4. Secondary 4 is your O level. When I meet them in secondary 3, they're having a lot of troubles, and the trouble traces back to this topic. If my students have trouble when they're still having school, you will have trouble. And therefore, you'll also stand to benefit from this. Don't try to remember. Instead, listen to what I'm saying. Derlyn, decide on a number here. Listen to me and do it. Decide on me a number, please. Yeah, don't rely on your past, okay? Don't rely on your past. Just tell me a number.
I'm very totally in the dark here. Maybe we try 2x, 4x, 6, 6 is 12. 2 times 2 times. Okay, we try 6, but I'm not sure.
6, no problem. I'm not asking you to be correct. I'm asking you to try. So what you get on the left-hand side is 2x times 6. Tell me, Derlyn, what is 2x times 6? It is?
66.
That's on the right-hand side, which I agree.
Yes.
On the left-hand side?
Oh,
on the left-hand side?
2x plus 2 times 6 is 12. 2x.
12x. Say
yes.
12x, okay? 12x. Now, 12x is still not the answer we're looking for. It is correct, but it is still not going the way we want. Okay? That is still true. Half of my students are very afraid to try division. I don't know why. But that is the last thing you can try. Now, tell me, what number will you choose?
11.
Your problem is you're thinking about 11. That's your problem. You should be thinking about the left-hand side because the left-hand side contains what you want. You want x equals to something. You want x equals to something, so tell me, not the 11, but the 2x. How to make 2x into x divided by what? What number may help you there?
Two x divided by, we try maybe 22. Okay.
All right, 22.
Yeah, 22.
So what is 2x divided by 22? 2x divided by 22 is?
11. I'm
sorry, what?
11.
No, 2x divided by 22 is not 11. 2x divided by 22 is 1 over 11x. If you're confused, Derlyn, you must tell me right now. You must tell me. Then I know where you are. I know. It is not 11x, but it is 1 over 11x.
I still don't get it, sorry.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Now,
Yes.
let me ask you another question. Okay, let me change the page.
Oh, so
I'll ask,
okay.
I'll ask you to focus on 2x only. Okay, and then I'm going to ask you to do 2x divided by 2. Tell me, what is 2x divided by 2, you think?
X divided by 2. 1.
Not 1. Not 1, really. It's not 1. It's 1x.
1x. Sorry. Yes.
Okay, 1 and 1x is different, yeah? 1 is x and 1 is something. Now, 2x divided by 2 is 1x. If you agree on this, we go back. I will erase the 22. 2x divided by 2. Here's a new number, correct? Door, I must also do this on the right-hand side. So far, so good?
Yes.
So 2x divided by 2 does become x. I hope that makes sense. It does become x, correct? Sorry, error. Okay, that, okay. Makes sense? The left-hand side becomes x.
So like you just cancel the 2.
I understand that we learn canceling. I understand that we do learn canceling, but I also want you to make sense that 2x divided by 2 is indeed x. It needs to make sense more than to be memorized. It needs to make sense. Right. If it doesn't make sense, tell me, because you can always memorize this. I have no doubt that you're good at memorizing. You better be. You're taking biology, you're taking history, you're taking geography. You better be good at memorizing. You better be, right? But I suggest in math, we spend time understanding it. It will make your suffering less and less, not more and more. So to speak. If you have to memorize this one, when I teach you the other subject or topic, you have to memorize that topic also. You'll pile up on your suffering. It's not good. It doesn't end well during exam. You'll be very stressed. Okay? Better stress now than stress later. So one more time. 2x divided by 2, can you accept, does it make sense that it does become x?
Yes, because beside the x, there's always 1, right?
Yeah, there's always one. It's just that in math, they kind of hide it, so
it's like
kind of confuse us.
Yeah, it's understood that there's always 1 beside.
Yeah. Then I will, from now on, just write down 1x for now, so that you're not confused. And that's totally fine. Totally fine, right? Because understanding math.
Yes.
Now, the question is, what happens on the right side? What is 11 divided by 2? If you have a calculator, you can use it. Paper 1 of the math IGCSE cannot use calculator. Paper 2 can use calculator, So feel free to use a calculator if you want right now. We're just learning, so it's fine.
Okay, so it's 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5. So now we arrive at something different. We start with 2x equals to 11, right? That's what we started with.
Yes.
And now we end up with 1x equals to 5.5. Most of the time, you will recognize this as the final answer. That means you already found the x. Finding x means finding 1x lah, if that's what it means. Now, I will now show you why 5.5 is correct without answer key. Now, why is 5.5 correct? Let's go to the next page. I'll rewrite it one more time. 2x equals to 11. The door is divided by 2, correct?
Yes.
So now you have 1x equals to 5.5. Why is this answer correct? It's very simple. Final answer. Check it with the original question. Now, this is the original question. Understand?
Yes.
How do we check? Very simple. I claim to have found X, so I just put in 5.5 here, correct or not? Okay. In the process of checking, I check 2 times 5.5. That's the X mark. Is it equal to 11? Do you understand what I just did?
Yes.
Okay. So now you can use calculator or you can use your mental calculation, no problem. Is 2 times 5.5 equals to 11?
Yes.
And therefore, your final answer must be correct. Therefore, no answer key is needed.
Okay, but you left out the X.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, what? Sorry.
So you didn't include the X. So where does the X
You mean
go?
during checking?
Like, because,
you mean during
yes.
checking? During checking, this is not the final answer. This is checking, right? Checking
Okay.
is replacing the X on the original question, right? With the X I found at the end. Let me put it another way.
Oh,
Let me put it another way.
okay. So
Understand? Yeah.
sorry,
Understand.
sorry. I forgot.
Understand.
So the
Right. I'm
5.5 is the
checking.
X, sorry. So
Correct.
so the correct way is multiply.
Divide.
Oh, divide. Yeah, because
The dot is divide. The last thing you will consider, as with most of my students, they kind of do not like division at all. They hate division. I cannot accept that. You always need to use division. You always need it.
they're all together anyway. Cannot
Yeah. You have to consider the
cannot
4 options.
exclude any of it. Yeah.
Now, let me just show you a final answer, which is wrong. For example, I have another final answer. X equals to 6. Final answer, right? That this final answer is wrong. This final answer is correct. How do you know that X equals to 6 is wrong?
Because it doesn't match the equivalent of
Correct.
11.
Because you check.
Yes.
Right? 2 times 6 is not equal to 11. Oh, this guy must be wrong. Even though 6 looks better than 5.5. This is another discomfort that students have. They don't like decimal.
Yeah, you will
They
always
think
think of
decimal
like
may
single
mean
number.
something is wrong.
Yes.
Yes, 6 is better than 5.5. 6 must feel better, therefore 6 must be correct. 5.5 might mean something wrong with me. That's the wrong feeling. I teach my student, including you, Derlyn, just check. You may find that 5.5 to be correct. And I can guarantee you, you have enough time in exam to check, especially IGCSE. IGCSE exam tend to be slightly easier, so you can use that time to check if you want. I strongly suggest that if you're aiming for B.
I think yeah, probably we have to check it before you can just guess.
Yeah.
And
You
you have
cannot
to
just
try
guess.
you have to try all the different ways, like minus, times, all this, just to get the answer.
I guess I will teach you how to know the best one at the start, so that you don't have to waste a lot of time testing, right? But today I ask you to test to show you that you will choose division the last, even though it's a correct answer at the end. This is the same problem as with my student. They hate
The
division.
easiest is addition, actually, we think, but then yeah, addition and multiplication.
Yeah,
Because
that's the
usually
first and second thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and that does not lead you towards
Yes.
your goal. It does not. Stop having favorites. Okay. Instead, let me show you a better way. Yeah. So that's the goal. If I could just achieve that, I think it's quite good already. Now, let me show you a different question. Now we're going slightly harder. Okay. We're going slightly harder. 2x plus 3 equals to 11. Let me just confirm with you, Derlyn, x equals to 5.5 is going to be wrong. Correct or not? It's going to be wrong. Right?
Yes.
The answer has changed. Obviously, what? The question changed, the answer changed. Okay. In fact, I'll tell you the answer. I'll tell you that the answer is 4. Check first. Check whether I'm bluffing or not. The x equals to 4 will be the correct answer. I hope you remember how I teach you how to check. Okay, how do we check? Original question, right? Original question, final answer, right? Final
Okay,
answer.
so the missing number is yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, final answer. And how do you use it? You use the final answer into the original question, right? So 2 times 4 plus 3, is it equal to 11?
11, yes.
Yes, so 4 is the final answer that you're looking for. Now, how to get there? Okay, as a bonus for today, I will give you the final answer first. Now, that should give you a little bit less pressure because now you have to think about dollar. Plus, minus, times, divide. Bing, bing. All right, Darling.
Yes, yes.
Which dollar first?
Times.
Okay, times what?
Times 4.
Your favorite, isn't it? Times 4. So the left-hand side times 4, the right-hand side times 4. That's the rule, correct? Now, Darlene, I hope you can see immediately. I hope you can see immediately that is not helping you achieve X. When you times 4 on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side, it is not going to help you change this guy to X. Can you see that immediately?
Yeah.
You don't have to think
I didn't
about
do
it.
it.
You don't have to do it. The result of times X is 8x plus 12. You don't have to do this in order to see that times 4 is not going to lead you towards X. Can you see that?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Therefore, we immediately change our approach, and that's totally fine. Come, choose something else.
Try to.
I will give you how to choose that. I'll give you the way to choose. Now, the lane, you are to be concerned with the left-hand side and not the right-hand side. You are not going to be concerned about the right-hand side, but the left-hand side, because your goal is to make this guy into X. That's the goal. Look at the goal. The goal is alone. Correct or not? X is alone.
Yes, yes.
Look at this, 2x plus 3. Well, this x is not alone at all. Correct? It's not alone at all. There is 2 and there is plus 3. Therefore, your problem, Darlene, is not 11. That's not a problem. Your problem is plus 3 and this 2. This 2 guy is the problem because you want x to be alone. Make sense?
Yes.
Therefore, get rid of 2 and plus 3. Not sure which one first, but that is what you must get rid of. So please get rid of 2 and plus 3 in whichever order you like.
Sorry, I'm moving.
Right. Let me help you, okay? 2x plus 3. For some reason, I decided to get rid of plus 3 first. At least agree with me that getting rid of plus 3 is a good idea. At least agree on that.
Yes.
Because I'm aiming for the x to be alone. Right? So it's very easy to get rid of plus 3. Just do the reverse, minus 3. Do you understand? This is not mathematics. This is logic. 2x plus 3, if I introduce minus 3, this 2 will immediately be gone. You can call it cancel. But my point is, it's easy to see because you see it by logic, not by not by numbers. If I have
So
plus
for
3, I
this,
minus 3.
for this method, there's no rule, something like that.
Yeah, there's no formula. Stop looking for formulas.
I
It
mean,
doesn't
there's no
work.
rule or anything like you can do whatever, like you can just add or something just to
Correct.
get the final answer.
Correct. You can do minus 2 lah. I mean, just saying, you can do minus 2. There is no, the only rule is whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. You cannot do minus 2 and minus 3. You cannot do that. Fair enough? That's the rule lah. But nothing
Sorry,
stops
what
you
do you
from
mean?
doing.
If I
Okay,
minus,
one more
so
time.
if you minus 3, then you're not going to
If I
minus
minus
the other
3
side?
on the, if I minus 3 on the left, I must minus 3 on the right. So that means I cannot minus 3 on the left and minus 2 on the right, for example. I cannot do that.
Yes.
That's not fair. That's wrong. That's really wrong. If I minus 3, I must minus 3. If I minus 2, then I must minus 2 also. Fair? But nothing stops you from either minus 2 or minus 3 as long as you do it at both sides. Can you? The first of it, that's the only rule. The only rule is whatever you do to the left, you must do to the right.
Okay.
But we don't do minus 2, even though it is allowed, because plus 3 and minus 2 do not fully cancel each other.
Yes.
Useless.
So you have to use the same number.
I hope that makes sense. If I see plus 3, I use minus 3 lah. Why would I use minus 4 or minus 5 or minus 1? It doesn't help me achieve my goal, so to speak.
Yes.
Right?
So I believe left with 2x.
Which is nice, right? You like it?
Was 14.
No, do your
sorry,
math
it's
correctly.
minus. Sorry, it's 9.
So 11 minus 3 is?
2x equals 9.
11 minus 3 is not 9.
Oh, 8, sorry.
Good. 8. Okay.
Sorry,
And that's
sorry.
fine. Okay. I'm still teaching you the logic, not the math.
Yeah.
Okay. If the math is wrong, we'll take care of it later. It's okay. So now, can I confirm that you like 2x equals to 8 better than the original question? Is this an improvement or not, so to speak?
I guess.
Okay. You can guess. I mean, you only have a few experience, but if it feels correct,
yes.
maybe it's correct. At least it feels good, it feels good, it feels good. Okay, we have gotten rid of one problem. We have to get rid of the second problem, right? And we are still using Doldor. That's the same thing. So, Derlyn, what Doldor to get rid of the 2?
2. 2 minus 2.
You have forgotten your lesson from before.
Okay, times multiply.
No, the thing that you hate the most.
Oh,
the thing that you refuse
division.
to use. Yes, the thing that you refuse to use, you have to use. So use it.
So 2
Divided by
2. So
and so what do we get? On the left-hand side, you get
x equals 4.
1x equals to 4, which you already know is the correct answer because, I mean, I kind of reveal it first.
Yes.
So you do 2 Doldor twice.
So
right?
this
You
is,
can do it 4 times, 5 times.
so this is the
Go ahead.
correct way.
This is not just the correct way. This works no matter how hard the math is. Whether the math is easy or the math is hard, it works. Door always works because it's like that. Like I guess that's why I teach it like.
So actually we use all division, subtraction and division, then get the answer.
Surprisingly, quite often, and therefore you don't hate it that much. Please,
But at first look, is like the easiest to get it is like the 2 times.
Yeah, but if you times, it will not get you. It will not get
because
you.
I just multiply it by the 4 by 2, then plus 3. It's like 2 times 4 plus
which
2.
is 8x, yeah, which doesn't help you achieve your goal.
It's wrong, is it?
It's not wrong, but it doesn't help you find the final answer. It makes it more complicated, not simple.
Because like this, I was thinking the first one. So like you get the 11 just multiply by 4 and then plus 3, then it goes to 11. But like
Yes.
skipping the process.
This is substituting the x with 4. That's not
Which
dodo.
is it?
That's
Which
not
like a
dodo at all.
shortcut. Shortcut, but is it correct? No.
Let me put it this way. If I
Like
don't
like
tell you the
if like
final answer at the start, if I don't tell you the final answer at the start, do you get to do the shortcut? You don't, right?
um, I was actually thinking of that the first. So like this two, the x just substitute with number like 4. So 2 times 4 is like plus 3,
8.
so it goes 11.
Yeah.
So
I
like
mean,
this, I
you
see.
mean, can you do it that way? Is that what you're saying? Can you do it that way?
Yeah, like can you just do
Okay.
it the way?
I'll show you the positive and the negative of
I mean,
doing it
like
that way.
is it correct? Like if I do that,
You won't get the
just
method marks.
to oh, okay,
You
no,
won't
I'm
get the method
just
marks.
yeah, because they're just looking for the x and
Correct.
the value of x.
Mm.
So if I just like
Uh,
say
let,
that the value of x is 4,
let me put it this way,
just
Durgan.
okay,
If the question is this simple in IGCSE, yes, you can.
like
The
faster, right?
method, the method works, the guessing method works because the question is easy. Once the question is harder, let me show you.
Yeah,
Let me show you
this
a more appropriate IGCSE level question. Let me show you. There you go. That you can encounter in IGCSE, like maybe for 3 marks, quite big, 3 marks. Now,
okay, that
if
is
this is the
6.
if this is the question, can you use the guessing method? I guess you can, but it will take a long time. You can try. Nobody should stop you from using the guessing method. The guessing method, of course, will work after a while. It will work one, of course. I'm not stopping you to do that. Give it a try.
Because this is already a division. So 2x over 3x. I try 6.
If you want to try 6, you will use your calculator to just simply test. Okay. I know the answer. I won't tell you whether it is right or wrong. If you guess 6, you must make sure that your guess is, right or wrong. Is x equals to 6 correct? Okay, Derlyn, this is taking a bit too long. If am I correct, you don't have a calculator. Is this correct?
I'm using my phone.
Sorry, connection error. Do you have a calculator?
Uh, I have my phone. I'm using my phone. Yes.
Um, I okay, just a minute. I'm going to show you something. Okay. Now, the testing itself cannot take too long. Okay? If the testing itself takes too long, that means the method is no longer fast. I hope that makes some sense. Right? That means the method is not very useful in exam. In exam, even though you have some time, you don't have that many time, right? So let's say your answer is 6, your guess, and you want to know whether you're correct or not. I'm going to test the left-hand side first, right? How do I test the left-hand side? I'm going to show you by typing. Now, this is me testing the left-hand side. It's quite easy to type. Make sense?
Yes.
Can you see that? Okay, then I press the equal sign, right? I press the equal sign, just a minute. Press the equal sign, and then you will get some sort of answer. What is this? The answer is 7/6, correct? So the left-hand side is 7/6, and I'm gonna write down on the side, I'm just testing. So the left-hand side is 7/6, left-hand side. Is it equal to the right-hand side? Now, what is the right-hand side? The right-hand side is 3 minus 6. Am I correct? 3 minus 6.
I can't really see.
There you go. So the right-hand side is 3 minus 6, correct? Okay. Yeah, correct. 3 minus 6.
What's that? Sorry, I cannot
There you go.
enlarge.
3 minus 6.
3 minus 6.
Correct? Because the
Yes.
x is 6, you guessed that. So what is 3 minus 6? The 3 minus 6 is minus 3, right?
Yes.
Now, by checking, you discover the left-hand side is 7/6 and the right-hand side is minus 3. What is your conclusion? Is this the correct answer or not?
I think not.
You're
Okay,
correct.
I'm not sure. Like when you're doing the multiply, right? Like for this, like when you're doing the multiply for the.
You can use annotation if you want. Yes.
Yes. If I multiply this, like I want to. So if I want to do the multiply, can I just like multiply it like this? Or I have to do, because this is what I'm confused about, like if I do the multiply.
Okay, let me try to answer that. So this is 2x, right? Now 2x means 2 times x, right? 2 times x, and then there's a minus 5, and then divided by 6. Now, when you guess that x is equals to 6, remember, that's a guess, right? That's your guess.
Yes,
You're
yes.
basically replacing this x with 6, correct? Basically,
Yes.
That's what it means. It is multiplication, not because you replace it. Before you replace it, it's already 2 times x. 2x means 2 times x. You're just replacing the x with the 6. The multiplication is already there before you replace the x with 6. Same thing with the right-hand side is 3 minus x. I replace the x with 6. There is no multiplication. There's only 3 minus 6 because originally it is 3 minus x. Now, am I answering your question or not? Is that what you're asking?
Yes. I mean, is this correct? Like I'm doing it this way.
Let me confirm one more time.
Am I right to do that? Like just do
You're
like
not
this?
you're not doing door, you're just guessing and then checking, right? Let me just confirm that's what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how to check. That is how to
So
check.
it's all right to do that.
For checking purpose, yes. You won't get marks from this, Derlyn. Let me just clarify. You won't get marks on this because first of all, the guess is unlikely to be correct. You have to
So
guess a few
I
times
really
to
have
get
to
it right.
show how did I get the answer.
Yes, and x equals to 6 is wrong anyway, so you will not get a mark
Yes.
because of that. Right. So there is a weakness on the guessing method. The guessing method takes a long time once the question is hard. When the question is easy, when things are easy, we can do whatever we want. But no, guessing is not practical. I hope that's what you experience by doing this question.
Actually.
Yeah, it's not practical at all. It's only useful for checking, not for guessing. Yeah. And that's why I never teach it as a method. I teach it as a, oh, you must check your answer after you get it. Okay, yeah. So for the last thing to do today, because time is almost up, I
Yes,
roughly
yes.
know where you are already. I roughly already know. Right. Okay. So back to the original question. The original question is this and that. Okay. Now I will do Doldo, right? That's the only thing I'm teaching you right now, right? Doldo. Plus, minus, times, and divide. So what do we do? The problem is on the left-hand side. 6 is a problem, minus 5 is a problem, and 2 is a problem. Correct or not?
Yes.
If I could get rid of them, I might stand a chance of, getting the right answer. Well, we'll see. We'll see. First thing first, I'm going to times 6. Do you know why? Because this is divide by 6. Divide by 6, if I times 6, they both disappear. It's good. I hope that makes some sense.
Also, you did this, like you multiply on for the whole equation, both sides.
For the whole side,
Yes,
you
yes.
never just multiply one thing. The
because
whole
I'm
thing you
confused with
times
these
6, the
two.
whole
I'm
thing.
confused with these two actually. Yeah.
Which two? You have to use annotation to
Yeah,
tell
for
me
this,
which.
like when you do a parenthesis on the whole, like this equation, rather than just this inside. So I
Yeah.
think that method is not really practical actually. Okay. So even like
you mean the guessing?
Yes.
Yeah, the guessing method is not practical for exam. True. It's not. It's not. If every math question could be solved by guessing, they could though. They could, but it takes too long. It takes too long. Again, it's not wrong.
So just
It's
like you
just too
multiply
long.
that to 6,
So
then you just
times 6 divided by 6, and then well, why do I do that? Because I am left with something nicer. I'm left with 2x minus 5, which I like. And that's my motivation to times 6, right?
Okay.
That's the left-hand side. Okay. You can see that the result is, appealing, it's simpler. Yeah, I like it. And then what happens on the right-hand side? Well, it's going to be 18 minus 6x. If you're confused with this, please tell me.
Yes. So multiply both.
So now, the left-hand side becomes simpler, you like, right? The right-hand side becomes more complicated. To be fair, we don't like. Derlyn, before I continue, do you still prefer this over the original situation? Do you still like it better or not?
Okay, I think, prepare this.
Okay.
So you
If you prefer this compared to the original, then in your mind, you feel that, oh, I'm progressing. Oh, the door is helping me. Okay, I'm happy. Look, I'm happy. And so therefore, we should continue. Now, here, I will teach you something slightly new. Just pay strong attention because our time is almost up. I noticed that there's 2x here, and I noticed there's minus 6x here. I'm doing something very special. Plus 6x, plus 6x. Okay? Why do I do that? Because the right-hand side becomes 18 only. Make sense?
Yes.
The left-hand side becomes 8x minus 5. Make sense?
Yes.
Do you like this better than the second line?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
Do you like this new line better than the previous line?
I can't really see are you writing down at the bottom?
Yes, I am. You cannot see?
See the...
Oh, that's not good.
I don't know how to enlarge, but it's already...
Wait. That's not good.
I can't see the full screen. At the bottom, I can. After that,
can you see it now?
Uh,
you still cannot see, is it? Okay,
just until the 2x minus 5, then with the parentheses.
Now I know there's a problem. Okay, I'll do it this way. Okay, now you can see it better, correct?
Yes.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, and now I know there's a problem. Okay, good. Wait. Okay, now do you like the third line better than the second line?
Yes.
Okay, then we continue. We keep doing door until we get the answer, right? In this case, I'll be quick. I'll do +5 and +5. Okay, now please tell me on the left-hand side what happened.
Okay, there's only 18 at the side. You cancel there's no longer 6x. Hey, no, wait. Sorry.
No, correct. We are already
Okay,
here,
okay.
correct. But we are already
Yes.
+5. We are already at +5.
+5,
So
right?
left-hand side
So,
becomes?
left-hand side becomes 13x. 13x minus 5.
No.
Wait.
No. Why would I
Left.
do that? This is 8x minus 5 plus 5. What's my motivation in +5? What's my
To cancel the 5.
-5? So
there's 8x left.
correct. X, and then the right-hand side usually will follow becomes
23.
correct, 23. And do you like this new line better than the previous line?
Yes.
Good. That means the door is
Shorter.
helping you. Yeah. So we have one more door to do. Could you finish it for us?
Can divide by can minus it to 8. Okay, wait.
You're still not doing. Yes. You're still not doing it. You really have to learn. You really have to learn the division. Really.
I always skip this part, sorry.
Usually the last step is division. That's why I say, hey, you gotta do division. You gotta do division.
Sorry, I get the division. Okay.
Yeah. You gotta open up to division. Really. Yeah, you gotta open up. So now what happens? What happened?
So we become x
goes to 23 over 8, and it doesn't matter what it is. This is the answer.
3, yeah.
Okay, it's a very ugly answer, by the way. It's 3.875. It's very ugly, but I will show you next time we meet that this answer is correct.
So for this answer, can you like round it off, like
3.9? No, please don't.
Oh, you really have to.
Once you round out to 3.9, you're wrong. I'll tell you when you will round off, and I'll tell you when you shouldn't round. Let me put it another way. You should stop here. That's the best way for now. In algebra, any rounding off carries a certain
23 over
risk.
8, so you can just like stop there.
Stop there for now. It's better than for now. Don't think about rounding off.
Okay? Is that correct? Like it's acceptable as a final answer?
Yes, it is. Yes, for algebra, yes.
Oh, then it should be okay, this answer. You don't need to like all the way until the very end.
No comments for now. No comment. Really, no comment. No comment. I'm not trying to teach you whether decimal is more important than fractional. I'm still trying to teach you dollar. You haven't got it. You haven't got it.
Sorry.
No problem. But you have to know that is the more important thing. The rounding off part is going to be easy. Very easy.
So, okay, just one question. So you have to like, like for example, I started with, because we use first the times, right, multiply, and then for the second round, we do addition, and then addition again. So that's what I'm confused, like. When do you think
my motivation? My motivation is I see division 6, so I times 6. As simple as that.
Okay.
My motivation is I see -6. So I do plus 6x. So -6x plus 6x. That's my motivation.
To get rid of the
Get rid. Oh, I see -5. I definitely want to get rid of -5. I do a +5. That's my motivation.
Until like you're left with like
8x. I want to get rid of 8. Yeah.
So just divide it.
Correct. Because my goal, no matter how complicated, is to get X. That's my guiding step lah. I simply get rid of things one by one. Pa, 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 pa. You'll spend quite a lot of time getting this correct, but it will become a foundation for almost all the math after this.
So this is a very basic one for this.
This question is complicated. So this question is no longer basic, but I'm trying to show you that door is still very powerful. All I did was door.
So I can do this method in just for this topic or for any other.
I will promise you first that the other way. I'll promise you if you don't understand door, you will encounter problems every time. I'll promise you that.
Can you like give me some questions or try to answer like on my own, just to practice this method?
I can give you 3, and then you will have to end. Okay, you have to end. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll write down this way. Yeah. Now, a good habit is to make our own question. When we make our own question, we don't have the answer key. When we don't have the answer key, you are forced to think about it. Very important when this topic you need to understand. So this one you need to understand. There are some topics where you don't need to understand. You can just memorize. Okay. This one is not. So give me a random number.
3.
Another random number.
X minus 36.
Minus 6, is it? Minus 6. Okay.
Yes.
Equals to another random number.
About 20.
Sure. Now I'll spice things up. Okay. I'll spice things up. This and this are very different questions. Of course, you should still use door. So that's your question A and question B already. Okay. Question A, question B. Okay. Now, last question. Give me 4 random numbers.
4 numbers altogether.
No problem.
Same like this problem. Equation.
Give me 4 random numbers.
2, 7.
2, 7.
2, 7. 2, 7, 9, 11.
Okay. Now, the question C is easier than this question because there's no fraction, but it is harder than question B. Okay. Everything is doable by the order. Nothing else is needed. These are your 3 homework. If we do continue, well, this is your homework. Okay. Show me your working, whether right or wrong. You must show me your working. Okay. Only
so
then I can correct your mistake.
Door.
Yeah.
Method.
Yeah. Nothing else is needed.
Then I'll have to try use all the.
Like the screen share.
It's like addition, minus, plus, plus, minus, times, and division.
Yeah, that is the option that you have.
Okay.
Okay, let me on the video. So, Derlyn, don't be discouraged, okay? Considering that you are, I'm just guessing that you are more than 30 years old. Okay, I'm just guessing.
I'm 40, actually.
40, right? I'm 40. I'm 43.
Yeah, so it's
right?
been really long time.
So long. If you take that into account, you are quite fast. If you take that into account, you're quite fast.
I'm actually familiar, but you know the methods and all this because it got mixed up in my head. Like this, you know, sometimes I think there's when there's like under like there's division, there'll be like fraction. So, but this is the basic algebra. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just
you have
confused
to
with
get this
the.
correct. You have to. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try
But
my best to do this.
in that sense, we go a bit slower here. And believe it or not, if we continue, right? If we continue, I'll go even more basic. There are a few basics I think that is giving you problem. So as I give you something slightly harder, we will discover that, oh, there's another foundation which is not good. And as we go even harder, you will notice that, oh, there's another problem. But after a while, foundations are done. There are only 3 or 4 foundations. We take time in foundations. If you're patient enough to settle those things, you will suddenly find your math to improve very well. If you don't take time,
I'm not
everything will
bad at
just
math before.
go back.
I can get
Yeah.
along okay, but then I have to know the methods and how to. That's only I learn on how to get the method correct. Yeah.
This one you have to. You really, really have to. Right.
Okay, I'll try
Um,
my best to solve this tree.
Now, back to the purpose of the trial. I believe I understand where you are, right? So in case we are continuing, I can roughly tell how I should help you, right? That one is clear for me. The other purpose of the trial is for you to have a feel of the style.
Yes.
Do you think you have the feel good enough for you to make a decision?
Yes.
Okay,
It's all
then
right first. Maybe it's the first
uh,
one, so
mhm. I'm treating you like all my other students. I I don't, when I'm teaching you, I don't see you as, oh, you're 40 years old or you are from Philippines or you are you
yes,
and your
yes.
goal is
So
IGCSE.
I have to learn this way. I
Mhm,
cannot choose my own way, right? So that's also my main concern because I don't know how does it although math is like the same, but is in each country they taught it like in a different way. So here I don't know how it works. My way is not the way how to do it here. So yeah, that's why I want to know.
mhm.
So I think it's full,
Feel free
right? Yeah.
to
So
feedback to Fanny, right? I also
yes.
do my feedback. A few things before we say goodbye. The tuition is not exactly one-to-one. We're doing trial one-to-one, right? Okay. The tuition is usually 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. And yet it doesn't feel like it's 1 to 2 to 1 to 3. Let me explain a little bit. Because when I answer your question, you will be doing your own problem, right? Something like that. Okay, I'll give you a problem. Today I explain a lot, but next time we meet, you'll be practicing. I explain to you, you do it. When you're doing it, I'm explaining to the other student. The other student has no connection or relationship to you. He might be actually studying some other subject or some other topic. It doesn't matter. In the class, you guys don't interact because you guys are not the same. You're not studying the same thing as him or her, and her concerns are different from yours. It doesn't matter. Now, because we take turn, once you're still doing your question, I'm explaining the other guy or girl. And then when I finish explaining, usually I found that you haven't finished the question that you're given. Meaning to say, it doesn't feel like you're waiting for me. It still feels like I'm waiting for you, if that makes some sense.
What do you mean like in oh you're teaching
Like,
like
because I take turn addressing, your question and the other person question. After I address your question and her question,
mhm.
I still end up waiting for you for a while when taking turn in. Oh, you're not done. Okay. Then I explain to you again, and then I explain to her again. And then there's still enough time for me basically there's enough time for me to answer both of your question without causing you guys to wait in that sense.
So it's like
So
the same class but different.
um, the same time slot. but nothing else is the same other than the time. And you don't have to care. You don't have to worry. You just have to worry about your own math,
my own
your own topic, your own problem. It's as if that guy is not here, and that guy also do not have to worry that you're here. Your problems are different. I just address you one by one, so to speak. Okay. How does that feel? Of course, you cannot imagine. There's almost no class that looks like that one. Okay. So if you want to continue in the first class, you will probably already experience that. And then you will see for yourself whether it is okay or not okay. For most of my students, it end up being totally fine. Okay. You can tell me immediately after the first session if you want to continue, whether you are bothered by it or not. Because it's not something I can show you in the trial. I cannot plot another student here to do.
Oh, so you're conducting like 3 students. Are we like in the same
Usually two lah.
in the
For you,
same
I think two.
ID, I mean same like this, then the 3 of us.
Yeah, something like that. So maybe another student, but they will be doing their thing. You'll be doing your thing. Don't try to imagine it too much. It's much easier if you just experience it. Once you experience it, you can tell whether, this is not good for me, or hey, it's okay, no problem. Just try it out. I'm telling you so that you're not surprised. You're not surprised. Okay. However, I promise one thing: my attention to you will seem like not much different from today.
But isn't
That
it
is what I promise you.
confusing for you? Like
Confusing for me or for you?
for you.
No,
Like you're teaching
I'm
me
not
other
used to it.
things and then you're teaching
No,
me other.
I do that all the time.
Oh, then that's okay.
Yeah,
Because
I do
my
that.
concern is mine. I'm not bothered about other things, but we are discussing a topic. Yeah.
I'm totally fine. That's just how I
But
do.
actually, I feel confusing for you because you're teaching
No,
like because
that's fine.
usually from like when taking a class, like they have all the same topic at once.
No, not gonna help you. You are in a very different tempo. If you join that kind of class, you will feel very confused. Feel very confused.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Same thing
It's
with them.
confusing for you.
No, it is not.
So you're used
Okay.
to doing that. Okay. No
Yes,
problem.
that's just my class.
Yes, I guess.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Derlyn. Please feedback to
Okay.
Fanny. I'll do the same. And if we continue, then we'll talk about, the timing and everything. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
And I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, nice to meet you.